Hello students, welcome back to cost accounting class, and in this 25th session I'll be telling you how to prepare cost sheet for transportation. It may be passengers bus or a lorry or truck which carry goods, and I'll be solving some simple problems in this session. I'm Dr. Uma B. Pujar, Assistant Professor of Commerce, Government First Grade College and PG Center, Dharwad. So, as we have discussed in last class, we have three types of operating costing or service costing which we are going to study in this semester. So, transport costing, canteen costing, and boiler house costing. First, let us see what is transport costing. Costing in the transport industry consists of determining the operating cost or service cost of each vehicle and applying this cost to find out the cost per unit of service rendered by a vehicle. So, transport undertakings render the services to the community. Various methods of transport are railways, roadways, goods carriage, airways, and such businesses adopt operating costing for the purpose of finding the total cost of each and then applying it to the cost unit. The main objective of all this costing is to find out the cost and how to reduce the cost. The cost reduction and cost control will be the major objective of this costing. So by analyzing, by ascertaining the cost, we'll come to know how much costs are being expended on these services or also in goods production, but now we are speaking about services, that is operating cost. In each operation, how much cost is being incurred, and wherever we have expended or incurred any unnecessary costs, those costs can be reduced and the profits can be increased. By reducing the cost, the profit can be increased while keeping the selling price constant. So transport undertakings include goods transport organization as well as passenger transport organization. The cost unit is either ton kilometer or passenger kilometer. The meaning is cost of carrying 1 ton over a distance of 1 kilometer, or cost of carrying one passenger for a distance of 1 kilometer. So in this transport costing, they may ask these two questions, that is either you have to calculate passenger kilometer, that is one passenger for 1 kilometer, what will be the cost for one passenger for 1 kilometer, or they may ask ton kilometer, for 1 ton for 1 kilometer, what will be the cost. So this is the things which are covered in this transport costing. So it may be any sort of transportation. Only thing is that passenger transport and the goods transport are covered in this session. So classification of cost under transportation costing. For the purpose of calculation of cost, costs are classified and accumulated under the following headings. That is standing charges or fixed charges, maintenance charges or semi variable charges, and finally the third point is running cost or operating charges. So fixed or standing charges, these are expenses which are more or less fixed in nature. It is also known as fixed charges. These are the expenses which are fixed in nature. These expenses have to be incurred whether the vehicle runs or not. They have to be incurred even if the vehicle remains idle. So these are fixed in nature. For example, in case of transport service, garage charges, rent, salary, insurance, taxes, license, depreciation are standing cost. So even though the bus or trucks or the lorries runs or not, these costs are to be incurred. These expenses are constant and are incurred irrespective of the extent of service. So these are fixed in nature. Under these three heads, we are going to prepare cost sheet. So only these three items will be there. Keeping in mind all these three main headings, we have to prepare cost sheet. The very first point is fixed charges or standing charges, and the next one is maintenance charges. These expenses are incurred on repairs and maintenance of vehicle so as to keep them in proper conditions. These are costs of semi-variable in nature and include expenditures on repairs, maintenance, wear and tears of tires and tubes, accessories and spares. So in order to maintain the vehicles in good conditions, we have to go for repairs and we have to maintain the vehicles in good conditions. So we have to incur some charges which fall under maintenance charges or semi-variable charges. And the third point is running or operating charges. So these expenses are incurred on the actual running of vehicles. If the vehicles are not running, expenses will be zero in this section. So these are variable costs. For example, petrol or diesel, lubricant oil, wages of driver or cleaner are operating charges or running charges. If buses don't run or the trucks or lorries don't run, then even these charges will be zero, because if the bus doesn't run, there is no need of incurring for petrol, diesel, or giving wages to drivers or cleaners. So these are the three headings which are covered under the transportation costing. So keep it in mind while calculating cost sheet, we have to put all these charges and then calculate the total operating cost. So this is the format or specimen of transportation cost sheet. So as I said in my last slide, I showed you the costs are being classified into three heads, that is fixed expenses, operating or running charges, and finally maintenance charges are semi variables. So altogether, when we add all the charges or all the expenses will be added here, and finally we get total operating cost. Let us see the fixed expenses or standing cost. Salary of accountant, manager, supervisor, driver and cleaner. Garage rent, it is a fixed cost. Insurance premium, again it is fixed. Whether you run the bus or not, you have to pay this rent, you have to pay the insurance. Administration cost, permit and token fees, road license fees, depreciation, interest on capital, taxes. Such fixed costs fall under this head, and you have to enter all those items under this fixed expenses costs. And the second one is operating or running charges or variable costs. Those are expenses on petrol or diesel, lubricant oil and grease, etc. Wages of drivers, conductors, if payment is based on time or distance of trips, commission taken on the bridge or toll. So these are the expenses which are incurred when bus or trucks run. If they don't run, these expenses will remain zero. And the third point is maintenance charges or semi-variables. Wear and tear of tires and tubes, repairs and maintenance, spares and accessories, painting, electricity haulage, etc. So in order to keep the vehicles in good conditions, we have to maintain some charges. In order to maintain the vehicles in good conditions, we have to incur some charges, and those charges are called as maintenance charges or semi variable costs. So when we add all together, the total amount whatever it comes is total operating cost. So let's move on to the next slide. So these are few formula which we use in calculating passenger kilometers or ton kilometers. So per passenger per kilometer, what will be the cost? Per ton per kilometers, what will be the cost? And how many kilometers is run by the buses or the trucks, and how many tons are tons carried by the trucks and lorries will be calculated by using these formulas. These are very very important formula. Even though they ask the problems for 2 marks or 15 marks or for 5 marks, these formulas are basic. Without calculating passengers kilometers or ton kilometer, you cannot calculate cost sheet there. You cannot arrive at cpu or whatever cost per unit. So you should be very thorough with these formulas. It is very important. Initially they ask it for 2 marks as well as for 15 marks and also for 5 marks. So these problems are very important from exam point of view. So let us discuss the formulas. In the case of transport costing, the following formulas are applicable. The cost unit in passenger transport, that is bus, is passenger kilometer, and in case of goods transport, that is truck or lorry, it is ton kilometer. So very first point is passenger kilometers. So per passenger per kilometer, what will be the cost? In order to calculate that, we have to use this formula. Passenger kilometers is equal to number of buses into distance into number of trips made by the bus, number of days run by the bus, actual seating capacity, that is how many seats are there in the bus, and what was the capacity utilized, that is how many seats were there in the bus and how many seats was full or used by the passenger. That will be given in the form of percentage. And next is how many passengers carried, means number of buses into number of trips into number of days into actual seating capacity. So in this, distance and passengers utilized is been skipped here. Just look at these formulas very carefully and be thorough with this. Kilometers run. So these kilometer run will be useful while calculating depreciation or calculating diesel cost or petrol cost. For working note, these formulas will be used. So kilometers run means number of buses or trucks into distance into number of trips into working days. So when we multiply all these together, kilometers run by the bus or truck can be calculated. Ton kilometers is equal to number of vehicles. Tons means it is a goods carriage, trucks or lorries, not for buses. For buses, we have to use passenger kilometer. For goods carrier vehicles, we have to use ton kilometers. Number of vehicles into distance into number of trips into number of days into loading capacity and actual capacity used. So by solving a few problems, you will be thorough with these formulas. Don't worry, seeing so many formulas. These are very easy. Once you start doing the problem, you will be thorough with these formulas. Now tons carried, number of trucks into number of trips into working days into loading capacity. Very important out of these five are passengers kilometers, tons kilometer. So these are the major two formula which will be asked, and which is the major very important formula, and other few are used as a working note in the cost sheet. So let's move on. So in order to prepare cost per unit, the formula used is total operating cost divided by total passenger kilometer. So this is total operating cost, whatever total we have taken here, total operating cost divided by total passenger kilometer. So finally, first we have to calculate this total passenger kilometer, then we have to prepare cost sheet, we have to arrive at this total operating cost, and in order to calculate CPU, this total operating cost will be divided with total passenger kilometer. So we have to follow three steps. First we have to calculate total passenger kilometer, then we have to prepare operating cost sheet, lastly we can prepare cost per unit. So this is how we do the problems relating to operating costing. So now let's see once again these formulas, so that I'll be solving very easy problems which is asked for 2 marks. So just have a look at these two formulas here, passengers kilometer and ton kilometers. So in the next session I'll be solving 2 marks problems. So passengers kilometers is equal to number of buses, distance, number of trips into number of days, actual seating capacity, actual passengers carried or utilized, which will always be given in the form of percentage. 10 kilometers is equal to number of vehicles into distance into number of trips into working days into loading capacity into actual capacity used. Again, it will be given in percentage form. Right now, in this session, only remember these two formulas. So passengers kilometer and ton kilometer. Now I'll be solving some few 2-3 problems which is asked for 2 marks. So let's do few problems now. Yes students, let's solve few problems today. So in this session I'll be solving very simple problems which will be asked for 2 marks. And the problem one which you are seeing here on this slide or board is asked for 2 marks in the year 2018 from Karnataka University, Dharwad. So it is regarding passenger kilometers. Calculate passenger kilometers. Information given are distance covered 300 kilometers, number of days is 30 days, number of bus is 2 buses, seating capacity is 60 passengers, seats occupied is 90%. So these are the information given in the problem. Let's solve this solution. Passenger kilometers is equal to passenger kilometers is equal to, so you have seen my last session slides. There I have shown you the formulas, as well as I have discussed how to use those formulas, in which situation we have to use what formulas. And now for passengers kilometers we are going to use those same formulas, that is passengers kilometers is equal to number of buses into distance into trips into number of days into actual seating capacity occupied. So in this problem you can see here nothing is given about number of trips made by the bus. If information is not given, let us not take the trips here. So whatever information is given in the problem, those things will be taken here. So very first point in this formula is number of buses. It's given in the problem how many buses we have. So number of buses, first point, into distance. Distance is very important in this problem, and number of days run by the bus, number of days into seating capacity. So it was 60 passengers bus, seating capacity, it is seating capacity into seats occupied. Seats, that is, it was 60 passengers capacity, only 90% was occupied. So let's calculate passengers kilometers is equal to number of buses given in the problem is 2 buses into what was the distance. Distance given is 300 kilometers, and next number of days 30 days into seating capacity was 60 passengers into seats occupied was 90%. So let's calculate this. Take your calculator and just multiply all these items. It comes to 9,72,000 passengers kilometers. So this is how you calculate passenger kilometer. Now let's solve one more problem which was asked in the year 2020 from Karnataka University, Dharwad. So let's see the problem here. So this is the problem which was asked in the year 2020. Calculate 10 kilometers. Distance covered is 150 kilometers. Number of days 25 days. Capacity was 10 tons. Average load carried 90% of the capacity. So this is regarding trucks or lorries. So goods carrier vehicles 10 kilometers are to be calculated, and for buses we have to calculate passengers kilometer, whereas goods carrier or trucks or lorries we have to calculate how many ton kilometers it has run. So for this also we have seen the formula. Let's do the solution. 10 kilometers is equal to 10 kilometers is equal to day distance into number of days into loading capacity into what? Into actual capacity used. Capacity used. So these are the information given in the problem. Let's fill this gap here. Is equal to distance is 150 kilometers, it's given in the problem, into number of days, it is 25 days, and into capacity, loading capacity is 10 tons. 10 tons into average load carried 90% of the capacity, that is capacity used is 90%. So when we multiply all these items, it comes to 33,750 ton kilometers. It's very easy. Only thing is that you have to remember the formulas. Now let's solve one more problem which was asked in the year 2017 for 2 marks from Karnataka University, Dharwad. So let's see the problem here. So this was the problem. Again, it is asked about 10 kilometers itself. That is, distance covered is 250 kilometers, number of days 25 days, capacity is 15 tons, and average load carried was 80% of the capacity. Again, we'll go for solution. We have to calculate 10 kilometers here. 10 kilometers is equal to the same formula whatever I have said in this 2020 problem. The same formula will be applied here. Distance into number of days into loading capacity into capacity used. So let's fill the information given in the problem. Distance is 250 kilometers, yes, into number of days 25 days, into loading capacity, it is 15 tons, into what was the actual capacity utilized, it is 80%. So when we multiply all these items given here, it comes to 75,000 ton kilometers. So students, this is how you calculate passenger kilometers or ton kilometers. These are very easy problems which will be asked for 2 marks. Compulsory, there will be one problem which will be asked for 2 marks. And in my next session, I'll be coming up with some more problems which will be asked for 15 marks. So until then, practice these questions, be ready with formulas, be thorough with formulas and the format. I'll be coming up with some more problems in the next session. Until then, have a nice time. Thank you very much.